What's up, guys? What you're looking at is the Jungle King. That's right. It's a survival knife made by Aitor, A-I-T-O-R. And if you're a fan of the survival knives, I think this is a real good one. I got this one used, and I'm going to explain that in a second. I got it real cheap. It only came with what you're seeing here. Comes with the screw-in cap with a little compass deal. Screws in there for your little survival kit in there. And it came with this sheath for 20 bucks. So I saw it and I couldn't pass it up. The sheath on it, just quickly give it a little rundown. Excuse me. Has two compartments separated by that metal right in there. That metal is actually real shiny. If you pulled that out, you could use it as like a signal mirror or something like that. But comes with the two compartments. This compartment houses all of the supposed things that were supposed to come with it, but it didn't have any of that stuff. There's actually a what the hell is that? Oh, it has little like increment markings, ruler. I have no idea what this came with. There's little signals here of what common like navigation symbols. I'm heading north. You know, I'm dead, or I don't know what the hell they mean. It came with a pretty decent survival kit, and if you've seen these before, there's always like a little fishing kit. There's like matches and stuff, sewing kit. This one was pretty sweet. It came with slingshot bands that would fit around here. I can't open this. But anyways, you would hold that with these bands up top like a slingshot, which is pretty sweet, and it actually looks like it'll work pretty good. The bands that came with mine are in pretty old looking shape, and I'm not going to use them because they'll probably snap. I've never really used this, but if you get this new, there's a knife that comes with this that's really top notch looking. Some of the other ones are real cheap, probably about like 4 inches or something. This one has like finger grooves in it, pretty decent, like thumb, you know, you can push down on your thumb with the blade. So it comes with a really decent survival kit. Some downsides to the knife: when it's in here, it rattles around in this sheath. Alright, I don't like that. I want it to be, you know, you slide it in the sheath and that's where it stays. It's not going to bounce around and make all kinds of noise when you're walking with it. This sheath, it's a cool idea. It holds all the stuff. You know, it was supposed to have paracord wrapped on this outside area. Excuse me. But, you know, in practice, this thing, I don't like it at all. It has like a quick release kind of deal with that. And that also doesn't even hold the thing in, because the handle is a cylinder. It's going to slide. This just wraps around. The thing can bounce around all day in there, and it pissed me off. Excuse me for a second. Have some coffee. Alright, now getting on this deal. You're gonna wonder, what the hell is that? duct tape? No. This, for all you know, good that it has, the blade in this handle, you know, it's 2-piece. It's not full tang construction or half tang or anything. It's like an insert blade with a little push pin holding it in. So, I mean, when I was holding it, you could shake it around and it would rattle. You know, that doesn't fly well with me either. But just looking at it and being a fan of all the, you know, survival Rambo knives, you know, once I saw Rambo cutting the fence with the back of his survival knife, I was like, oh man, I gotta have a knife like that. So this knife, it's a great looking knife. It also, not to hate on the Rambo knives, but they just have like hooks. You know, it's like, it's a saw looking back, but this thing has like a sick looking saw right here. Alright, so anyways, the thing rattles around and I tried to fix it, and I'm a firm believer of, if you have the gear, you know, modify it to your heart's content, because it's yours and you got to make it work for you. So I actually tried to weld with an arc welder, you know, weld that seam shut, and it didn't work. The handle ate up, melted away. The blade didn't even take anything. So I tried to hammer this metal around the blade to try and take that rattle away, and that kind of worked, but then I remembered JB Weld, which is awesome. So basically I coated the entire blade in it, shoved it in here, and popped the pin in, and this is just to fix up the areas. I'm going to sand that out. I already sanded a little bit underneath, like a first coat. I'm going to sand that smooth and then paint it, and you won't even know that that's like that. So it's pretty decent. I think it has a 8-inch blade. This thing is massive. Alright, can't really tell, but it's a huge blade. Alright, you can see how big it is compared to my hand. Alright, so this thing, for just a beater survival knife, if you're willing to throw some JB Weld in there, you know, this could be a great little camp knife. Throw a little surviving kit in here. I'm gonna make a sheath for it, but just to have this knife, you know, throw around, kick around knife is A+ in my book. Alright guys, that's gonna do it. Peace.